Alright guys, Dustin back with Lucky 7 Landscaping. I just want to hit on some things that we love to use out in the field. Locally, these are sold by one of our landscape slash nursery places that kind of sell mowers, they sell, you know, weed eaters, trimmers. They're pretty much like a surplus for mowing companies and landscaping companies. But these right here, these are some really cool things. This is made by Bauer Incorporated. They're called Safe Legs. These things are with Velcro straps. They just go around your leg, and of course Velcro here. They do have some good padding. I mean, this padding and stuff is almost like a seat in a vehicle. It's really good stuff. Several rocks and stuff. We've really tested these out. This is a newer pair, of course, that's why it's not so dirty. But we try to stay on top of keeping them clean and stuff. One thing that I wish that they would do is to make this kind of like a buckle format to where it's not just Velcro only, because that way you can adjust it to your leg size or whoever is wearing them. But these things are phenomenal. They're padded. Like I said, even when it's a little cool outside, it's almost like wearing a pair of sweatpants on the bottom part of your leg. You know, and these are just one of my favorites. We've used chaps. I've used the mesh style, all of that. You know, some of those, the chaps are super hot in the summertime. I think you sweat more in those with shorts on than you would even wearing a pair of jeans. But these right here, you know, of course the back of your leg is open. So when these are strapped around your leg, of course this is going to be the back view of your leg. You know, so you're going to get plenty of airflow. I mean, it will make you sweat just a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, taking a trimmer and slinging a rock into your shin is not a comfortable thing, and pretty much wants you to cry like a little schoolgirl because it really hurts. But those are the things that you just got to key in on of, you know, finding a product that works for you. So this is one of those things. I'll try to see if I can find the link. I've tried to find these guys online. I know that this other one, it does list that they are from Talladega, Alabama. Maybe you can see that. But, you know, do some more research. Like I said, here is a number here for Bauer Incorporated, 205-884-7918. There's the phone number and stuff again. But like I said, just check these out. So I'll list off some of the things. They are machine washable. They're 60% cotton, 40% poly trim, 100% cotton duck. They are air dried. What they recommend, don't put them in the dryer. And they are made here in the U.S. One of my biggest things is supporting somebody local or somebody in the U.S. because just like our machines, we run bad boy machines. You know, we're here in Tennessee, so they're just a little over in Arkansas. So therefore, we don't want to buy something foreign. Like we had Toros and stuff before. I've dealt with the Exmark, you know, John Deere and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff is really foreignly imported. I know that a lot of companies have imported pieces, so that's not what I'm saying. But in the reality, you know, they're built in the U.S. and stuff. And if I physically had to drive over to Bad Boy mowers, then I could physically drive over to them and get parts or talk to them. Of course, we do have a local dealer here. You know, so based on that, you know, just try to find something American made, because I'm a big fan on everything that we have here in the U.S. because of the way this pandemic is happening and everything, all the jobs, people doesn't want to work, all those things. You know, support somebody local. You know, I'm more than welcome to do that. So another tool that we use is the blade sharpener. This thing is phenomenal. This is probably the best one that I've ever found sharpening wise. We've tried it on a table grinder. We've done it with the regular old grinding wheels. This is like a flapjack style wheel that we have on the grinder right here. This kit does come with different style pins depending on what grinder that you have to be able to fit into the actual piece here. This is just a covering. Well, I can't get it off at the moment, but they do go in to the hole here. The grinder slides in here. As the blades are on here, then you can be able to adjust the degree marks and be able to fit whatever blades. This piece right here is actually, I contacted the actual guy that designed these. This plate right here, if your blade were to be too small, so once this is tightened all the way up, you can actually be able to flip this plate to be able to make it work. They do have adapters for all kinds of blade styles. This one is the All-American Sharpener. Right here, there's the website, allamerikansharpener.com. This goes from 15 degrees all the way to 45 degrees, depending on what machine that you're using. And this is the Gen 2 model 5005. But I'll post a link to them. Guys, check him out. This guy was a great inventor for this. Like I said, we have 2 different ways that we do this. I'll show another video. We have a actual brace that screws into this and mounts to this that we actually have physically on the side of our trailer. We have an open trailer, so that way if I'm on the go, I'm able to sharpen the blades on the go. If I were to hit a stick or a stump or something and cause a nick, or hit rocks or anything like that, this is one of those key tools to have in the field, because one thing that I absolutely hate doing is going taking care of a client and ending up having some issues. Granted, sometimes you're going to have issues that you're going to have to run back to the shop, which is normal. But if I can do anything in the field and try to take care of it there, then that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do, because you know what? It's all about that profit. It's all about making that money. And the dedication is the biggest part. So, being able to do it out in the field, that is the key thing. So I'm going to show you one of our blades here. This is one of the blades off of one of our bad boys. We do run 48-inch decks. I don't run anything bigger than that or anything smaller than that. Some incidents, I wish that I did have that 36-inch deck, but on a good striping or something like that, 48 inch is a good size to go with, because most yards that we maintain are smaller. In this day and time, most of the neighborhoods that we take care of are smaller residential yards, anywhere from, 1/8 of an acre to under an acre, sometimes up to an acre. But, having a good deck size is the key thing. So usually we try to stay around that 48-inch because we don't want anything scalped. If you go anything bigger, sometimes a 52, 60, 70-inch, you get into a dip. That can cause a little bit of scalping in the yard, and a lot of customers are really particular about some of those things. So that's the biggest thing. But as you can see on here, you can see from about here up, of course, that's mainly the only main portion that cuts your grass. This part of the blade will help a little bit, but mainly here. But when you're running the sharpener, of course, you want to do it here, because you can see this whole piece is, of course, sharpened from the factory. And you can still see some of the marks from where they actually put their factory marks in there. The other key thing that is about the sharpener, when you're doing the sharpening, don't try to sharpen these blades to where this has a razor edge. Get any nicks and stuff that are on the back side, get those smoothed out. On the front side, put it into the mechanism. This will lock in here. Of course, this will screw out. I'll show you another video on that. But this will screw out, lock in here. And when your grinder is in there, you'll set this to whatever degree that you need it to be, whatever your factory blade is, or if you're having to do a different degree. So if you want a different degree, you can also do that, which is going to take a lot more work. Really, in reality, I wouldn't change it, because just like with us with Bad Boy, that's what they designed them to run on, so that's what we keep them on. So this right here is usually in between a 40 to a 45 degree, which is pretty good of a rake. You can see that. It's a good little angle change there. I know a lot of people like to run on like anywhere from a 20 to a 35 degree. But I find with this right here, when we sharpen these do have a good edge on them, but they're not like razor sharp. They're sharp enough to where, it if you rake it hard enough, it will slice the skin. But at the same time, you know, grass is a lot more easier to cut than skin. So with these things running at, you know, 3,000 RPMs, you know, engine wise, these things are cutting. So but mainly, like I said, we'll do another video and show you how to sharpen these properly and get these to where they need to be and cleaned up. So lastly, you know, on the sharpener and stuff, like I said, you can do anything on here, ranging anywhere from a 40 to an 80 grit, depending on how bad the blades are, maybe whatever you've ran over. I use the DeWalt 20 volt brushless. This thing is phenomenal, even though if you're running it for a good amount of time, even running these large batteries, you know, these batteries won't last too long. One battery would last me usually probably through one good set of blades, and then I'll have to exchange the battery out, of course. But at that sense, of course, you know, running on a battery, you're going to run into drainage. Now, if you're able to have power on you, like if you run a enclosed or open closed trailer, you know, then you can run a generator or something of that source. Or even if you're at home in the shop, you know, we've got another spot that we use in the shop that does have availability to have full 110 power. So you can spend a little bit more time on it and get it evaluated. Or if you just prefer to do it in your shop,